Spencer made $20,000 in just 2 weeks off a couple of posts. We didn't run any ads, we didn't build any new funnels. In fact, he didn't even go viral. One of those posts also only had 81 likes. I'm gonna show you in this video exactly what you can do to convert your audience, build your know, like, trust factor, and charge what you are worth. Spencer was really heavily focused on going viral. He was part of other group coaching containers and following the advice and, of course, the law of probability that states that if you go viral, you will get more leads. Now, obviously that's not wrong. You'd rather have 10,000 viewers than 1,000 views. But some of Spencer's posts, this one in particular, even got 100,000 views, and this one did not generate any sales for him. The post that I am referring to is this, and this post today has 90 likes, but made almost $20,000 off just three conversions. He converted a ex-colleague and an old friend that he hadn't even spoken to in a really long time. So never underestimate the power of your audience. You don't know who is watching, and they could be silent followers ready to convert when you actually help them achieve the result that you are capable of delivering. Spencer is an ex-finance bro. He's got a corporate background, he's highly educated, and he has lived the path and experienced the pain points of his ideal clients. He knows what it's like to feel burnt out, to be drinking away your problems, using recreational drugs, eating food for pleasure. He has lost, I think, 60 kilos himself, and he's helped other people do it. But his ideal client is men just like him a decade ago. He really wants to help men in high-powered positions, corporate men who feel isolated, unwanted, and unworthy, but have cash to burn and end up going out on the weekend just to feel something. This is who he wanted to target. And originally, when he came to us, his content strategy was to go viral. He was sharing these clips that were working for him and were really relatable to his ideal client, but he wasn't calling for action or building that know, like, trust factor, because although his content strategy was reaching new eyes, he wasn't sharing authentic content, value-based content, or showing his lifestyle. Immediately, we doubled down on his messaging. Spencer knows his ideal client. He's lived it. He knows the pain points that they're feeling. So the first thing that we did, I told him to go through his camera roll, put his phone on Do Not Disturb, and go right back to the top and build an album of evidence. Can you find all of the proof that not only have you achieved this transformation for yourself, but you have done it for others? Can you show the cost of the problem in your content? Do you have evidence of you experiencing this problem yourself? And can you then show the journey of how you moved towards the transformation or achieved the transformation that you are selling? So step one was build a bank of proof. Go through your content library, talk about the pain. Take yourself back to that time so you can really remember what it was like to be there, because that is more relatable than you are now, right? And it worked. So this post was talking about the life turnaround and how he turned his life around from a failed marriage, going broke, losing his money, hating his job, using drugs and alcohol recreationally and food to numb his pain, and feeling like he was at rock bottom, but really wanting to make that change. So as soon as we could create proof that he'd been there and done the thing, we built trust in his content. Next, we then showed the journey. Spencer's post is a carousel that shares how he overcame these struggles and what he did to achieve his outstanding results. This resonated deeply with people who have known Spencer for a decade. People were coming to him saying, "Take my money. I don't even know what you do," but they were paying for 6 months upfront at almost $10,000. So that is how your story can truly create revenue in your business. That gives you that time freedom when you are charging the highest value. The second thing that we did was look at the messaging. So when Spencer was focusing on going viral, he was really focused on fat loss. But fat loss is so competitive. There's so many people that sell fat loss. What we focused on with Spencer was the life turnaround. That is his offer. Turn your life around with training, nutrition, and mindset. And he can share how he's done that for himself, and he has. Plus, he has actually done that for other people, so he can leverage the success that he's had and the evidence that he's still capable of doing this and capable of doing this with other people, not just himself. Third, we made it really easy to get in touch. We stopped teaching, we started storytelling, we encouraged engagement. Rather than calling for action, we encouraged engagement. Comment on this post, send me a DM. And it worked. He was getting DMs from people who already knew, liked, and trusted him, and it made it a lot easier to convert when people were no longer inquiring about the features or the inclusions of his service, but rather they were sharing the pain points and the struggles that they were having, which allowed Spencer to convert them by reframing their pain and their desires back to them. Plus, when you're in a building stage, this allows you to build your service experience instead of waiting until all of the content or the customer journey is mapped out. Spencer hit the ground running and started selling. And he's been learning from his clients. They have been teaching him what to do, what he needs to include in his service experience. With every time they voice a new struggle, a new limiting belief, or a new setback that they are facing, he's able to coach them around it. And that coaching content that he's creating is now forming his digital experience, which is going to support his coaching. Through his storytelling, we've been able to really resonate with his audience. Plus, the people who know what he's been through are reaching out now, and new opportunities are presenting themselves. He has secured a speaking gig at a corporate conference with over 2,500 attendees to talk about what life was like for him in corporate and how it was killing his health. This opens up a whole new market segment, being corporate wellness, but also puts him right in front of his ideal customer, which is every man in that room. So this is what we did in just 6 weeks, and you can do it too. You don't need digital funnels. You don't need a customer experience apps, tools, or platforms. You just need people to relate to you, to trust you, and you need to be able to deeply understand your audience, show them that you do, and get them on a call or communicate with them. And this is how Spencer is currently charging $400 a week for his transformation that now has a 24-week commitment. So he's making almost $10,000 upfront as an online PT, which is absolutely exceptional. Not because he's selling online coaching, but because he is selling the result and he is able to prove without doubt that he can deliver it. Spencer's story is a case study for how messaging is so important, because instead of charging $100 a week for online coaching and competing with other people in the space and fighting for attention for people who want to lose weight, he's now speaking loud and clear to his ideal audience, and he is leveraging his own story and his network to speak to highly engaged leads and sell a result that is so much more valuable than just the features of his service. If you're stuck chasing attention instead of income, this is your wake-up call. Take our free quiz today to find out if you are ready to build a digital product or how scalable your current business is, and you will know exactly what you have to do next, because I have created a step-by-step framework that we actually moved Spencer through to help him narrow his messaging and reframe the ideal outcome to his clients to convert every single one of them on a call. And if you want more actionable insights like this, follow me for more, because I've got more of these coming your way.